With News Channel 5.
It's like night and day between the other channels. If there's a choice, there is no choice.
Tonight, to the rescue. America's biggest consumer bank buys the biggest mortgage lender. But can it ease the mortgage crisis? Some families say they need help, and they need it now.
We've been cutting back everywhere that we can.
I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, twisters in January? Rare winter tornadoes are no longer so rare, and they're striking all across the country. And follow the money. Why is a company under federal investigation still getting millions of your tax dollars? Plus, Assignment America, the bank that really gives.
I appreciate it.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight with our economy. Fears of a looming recession and the ongoing credit crunch led to another down day on Wall Street. The Dow dropped nearly 250 points today after American Express said more of its customers are defaulting on credit card payments. The Nasdaq lost about 49 points. But today there was also news that could help ease the mortgage crisis. Bank of America agreed to bail out Countrywide Financial. Anthony Mason has details.
The nation's biggest mortgage lender was in big trouble, tottering on the brink of bankruptcy. In December, Countrywide's foreclosures doubled from a year ago, while delinquency soared from 4.6% to more than 7%.
So they needed a savior and needed it quickly.
Enter Bank of America, the country's largest consumer bank, with a $4 billion buyout that rescues what would have been the biggest casualty of the mortgage mess.
And it's very important not only for Countrywide's health, but for the economy's health that something was brokered.
Because the graveyard is already full of mortgage lenders. Since January of last year, 147 have gone under. But Countrywide is the largest. The California-based company services more than 9 million home loans, or about 1 of every 6 home mortgages in the country.
So if it went into bankruptcy, that would have been a disaster for the homeowners, for the borrowers.
Instead, consumer advocates say Bank of America's deep pockets will allow it to renegotiate mortgage terms for borrowers in trouble.
Bank of America, which is one of the biggest players in the capital market, can use their huge resources and influence to tell investors, you need to restructure these loans.
What this deal will do, if approved, is help stabilize the mortgage markets and ease the credit crunch, which ultimately will make it easier for everyone to get loans.
So
Katie?
Is this the beginning of the end, Anthony, of the mortgage crisis, or is that wishful thinking?
The hope is, Katie, that this is the beginning of the bottoming out, but there's going to be more bad news from big banks next week. Citigroup, Merrill Lynch report their earnings. The expectation is there will be billions more in mortgage-related losses.
All right. Anthony Mason. Anthony, thank you so much. Meanwhile, more experts feel we are sliding toward a recession. Today, a Wall Street Journal survey of top economists put the chance at 42%, up from 23% 6 months ago. But what does a recession really mean, especially for middle-class families? Sandra Hughes visited one from the same county where Countrywide is based and in the same field, real estate, as we begin a new series we call Hitting Home.
While the experts argue over whether there's one coming, Dean and Dory Julian say they're already living in a personal recession.
How's the monster go?
Last September, Dory was laid off from her job in the real estate business.
It came as a total shock. And, it's one day you're working and the next day you're not. And we've got mortgages, we've got car payment, and we just adopted a baby.
When the economy grinds to a halt, the average family loses $5,000 per year. This family of 4 is out twice that much in a month.
I'm going to probably be taking on a second job.
We took my 15-year-old out of a private school and put him in the public school system. We're talking about selling a car.
What happens in a recession? Everything goes down. Incomes decrease and spending tightens, and that drives prices down. Employment numbers decline, and home sales go down too.
Bless you.
And that's not news to Dean and Dory. They're trying to sell their vacation home because while they saved for a rainy day, they never expected it to pour, never imagined a recession.
What does it really mean?
It's a day of reckoning is what it is. People have to realize that things aren't going to be perfect all the time.
For now, they're cutting coupons and watching lots of movies at home.
Not going out to eat at restaurants, it saves a lot of money. I'm doing a lot of cooking.
It could be another year before it even turns around. And that's what we're looking at, with the election year coming, and it's just going to be tough.
And it will stay tough, no matter what you call it. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Simi Valley, California.
The economy, of course, is a big issue this election year, particularly in industrial states like Michigan, site of the next big Republican primary. Mitt Romney has poured a lot of resources there for good reason. Here's Bill Whitaker.
Michigan is extremely important to Mitt Romney.
We need to have somebody who cares very deeply about this state, and I do.
It all began here. Born and raised, his father was once governor, and if he doesn't win the GOP primary Tuesday, Michigan could be where his White House dreams end.
It's extremely uncertain. If Iowa and New Hampshire were a toss-up, this is totally unpredictable.
Michigan is so important, it was among the first words out of his mouth at last night's South Carolina debate.
I'm going to fight for every single job. Michigan.
According to one top aide, Romney's basically pulling out of South Carolina, pulling his ads off the air there and in Florida, throwing all he's got into Michigan, shifting strategies on the run.
Which of the presidential campaigns right now is still using their same strategy they had 9 months ago?
Romney's greatest ally now? Chaos. The thinking, let John McCain and Mike Huckabee duke it out in South Carolina. Let Rudy Giuliani break the bank in Florida. A war of attrition that leaves them all bloodied, limping into Super Tuesday with no clear leader of the pack.
There's really no big front runner, no inevitable candidate. There are a lot of people in a very fluid race, and I don't know how long this is going to go on.
You ever seen a year like this?
I don't think any of us have ever lived to see a year like this. This is just a bizarre cycle.
And it's an uphill battle for Romney. McCain won this state in 2000, and Huckabee can tap a deep vein of evangelical voters here. The latest polls show them neck and neck. No home state advantage for Romney yet. Katie?
Bill Whitaker reporting for us from Detroit tonight. Bill, thank you. Money was the big topic on the campaign trail today. Here's tonight's CBS News Campaign 08 notebook.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, we've got plenty of money.
Maybe that's because his campaign staffers are all tightening their belts, giving up their pay. About a dozen people on Giuliani's team, including his campaign manager, are working for free this month to hold down spending. Spending was also on the mind of Hillary Clinton today. In California, she proposed a $70 billion emergency bill to help jumpstart the economy, plus a $40 billion tax rebate. You don't need an MBA from Harvard to understand what she was talking about.
Right now, we're in a big hole. We got to dig ourselves out. I want to pass out shovels to everybody.
And now to the weather. What a strange winter it's been so far. Last night alone, we saw tornadoes in several southern states as well as in Washington state, historic floods in Illinois and Indiana, and thunderstorms hit the Northeast today. As Nancy Cordes reports, a lot of people are still wondering what hit them.
This is not supposed to happen, not in January at least. Tornado after tornado, like the one that flattened homes in Dyer County, Tennessee.
Just looking at it and knowing it's not there anymore. You cannot imagine what it's like.
Just 11 days into the new year, and already at least 87 tornadoes have touched down in the U.S., compared to just 27 by this time last year. Twisters have been ravaging the Gulf Coast and Midwest all week. In Washington state, where they're almost unheard of, Vancouver residents couldn't believe their ears.
It was coming our way, and it started sounding like a jet taking off.
Add to that severe thunderstorms and flooding in Mississippi and Alabama, and it seems like spring is striking months ahead of schedule. Meteorologists blame a blast of warm weather.
And sometimes that's all you need, just that slight amount more of warmth and moisture to bring about severe weather. It's a very fine line between a heavy rain shower and a tornado.
Record highs were reported in 33 states this week. Here in Detroit, where the average January temperature is 31, they hit 64 this week. And in a city that's normally blanketed in snow this time of year, there's not a flake to be found. Nancy Cordes, CBS News, Detroit.
There is strange weather overseas as well. In Baghdad, the green zone was white this morning. Snow fell in Iraq's capital for the first time in memory, thanks to unusually cold weather. Some Baghdad residents said they had only seen snow in the movies. It didn't last for long, but children and grown-ups all got to enjoy it. Meanwhile, President Bush is in Kuwait tonight as he continues his Middle East tour. Earlier in Israel, he visited the Holocaust Memorial and toured Christian holy sites along the Sea of Galilee. The president says he'll return to Israel in May for more Middle East peace talks. There is much more CBS News ahead. Later on, Steve Hartman reports on a bank that's investing in its employees' ability to do good. But next, how does a company that's under federal investigation keep getting millions of taxpayer dollars? We'll follow your money when we come back.
Bad sore throat pain? New Cepacol spray is a big shot of relief. Numbs pain instantly in just one shot. Old-fashioned sprays need 5. New Cepacol spray, the little spray that's a big shot of relief.
We've combined serious drain cleaning power with technology of the future. It's Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake. Clears slow drains, cleans pipe walls. Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake.
Cholesterol. It can come from that cherry pie, but also from your granddad's sigh. From beef off the grill and your grandmother, Jill. A healthy diet is important. When that's not enough, adding Vytorin can help. Cholesterol comes from 2 sources, food and family. Vytorin treats 2 sources. Only Vytorin helps block the absorption of cholesterol from food and reduces the cholesterol your body makes naturally. Vytorin was also proven in clinical studies to lower bad cholesterol more than Lipitor alone, more than Crestor alone. Vytorin is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Tell your doctor right away about unexplained muscle pain or weakness, which may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Certain medicines or foods may increase your risk of getting this serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. So eat right, stay active, but if that's not enough, ask your doctor about adding Vytorin, 2 sources of cholesterol. Treat them both with Vytorin.
It's a lonely feeling. While the rest of the world is sleeping soundly, you've woken up in the middle of the night asking yourself, why am I up again? That's why only Ambien CR has 2 layers of sleep relief. The first dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep fast. Plus, unlike other sleep aids, there's a second layer. It dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Be sure you're able to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active again. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, sleep aids may cause severe allergic reactions such as swelling of your tongue or throat or shortness of breath. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. However, like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. Ask your prescriber about Ambien CR. Remember, CR for a good night's sleep from start to finish.
For a small business, it can certainly pay to have friends in high places, including Congress. That might explain how one company manages to keep raking up millions of your tax dollars while it's at the center of an FBI investigation. Cheryl Atkinson follows the money.
Building software for fighter jets has helped make a small company called Prologic a big success. It might not even exist without your tax dollars. Prologic survives largely on federal contracts. But Prologic's business practices are getting attention, a lot of it from the FBI, which is investigating whether it diverted public money for its own private profit, something the company denies. Yet the FBI probe hasn't stopped Prologic from getting at more of your tax dollars through earmarks, grants of money without the normal public review.
There's a problem with earmarks in general because they're not subject to the checks and balances. But when you have a company that's under investigation because of some possible impropriety with federal funds, that just takes a bad policy situation and makes it far worse.
Prologic's success at earmarks might have something to do with all the money it invests in Washington, $880,000 on lobbying and $400,000 more in contributions to members of Congress, including those who control earmarks. One of Prologic's biggest boosters is Congressman Alan Mullahan. He used federal funds to set up a business center that got Prologic started and helped support them with earmarks. Like the company he helped, Mollahan too is under federal investigation for his earmarking practices. Just how much of your tax dollars has Prologic gotten? We wanted to find out, but they wouldn't tell us or do an interview. So we dug into the new defense bill and found millions of dollars in earmarks from some of Prologic's closest friends in Congress. 5 members of Congress who've received generous campaign donations from Prologic interests found room in the tight federal budget to earmark millions in contracts for Prologic. $2.4 million each from Congressman Jack Kingston and John Murtha, $3.2 million from Peter Visklosky. In all, Prologic got more than $10 million in special earmarks. Not one of those congressmen would talk to us. Prologic referred us to an industry spokesman who says even companies under investigation deserve earmarks.
As Americans, we operate under a principle of innocence until proven guilty.
The earmarking isn't illegal, and Prologic's not alone. Defense contractor BAE, another big campaign contributor, says it's done nothing wrong, but is in the midst of a bribery probe. Nevertheless, members of Congress requested $44 million in new BAE earmarks. What does that say to you?
Says to me that the games continue on Capitol Hill.
In this version, companies can pass go and collect earmarks even while under investigation. It's a game where nobody loses except, perhaps, taxpayers. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Washington.
Meanwhile, the Bush administration announced new federal rules for state driver's license to reduce the use of fake IDs and tighten security. It will be phased in over a decade, but starting 3 years from now, drivers will have to submit more documents in order to prove their identities. But 17 states are objecting, saying the cost is too high, and privacy groups say Real ID is a step toward a national ID card. When we come back, paying the price, Olympic superstar Marion Jones sentenced to prison for lying about steroids.
You could have leftovers again, or a 3-course meal starting at $9.99.
Get to Applebee's now for the 3-course classics, and you choose entree, appetizer, and dessert, starting at $9.99.
Applebee's, get it together, baby.
We've combined serious drain cleaning power with technology of the future. It's Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake. Clears slow drains, cleans pipe walls. Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake.
Are you like me? I have high blood pressure and I have high cholesterol. Sometimes problems come in twos, but sometimes help can come in one. Catawit. Catawit contains 2 proven medicines, Norvasc for high blood pressure and Lipitor for high cholesterol, combined in 1 pill. Catawit. Catawit is one of many treatment options that I discussed with my doctor. Ask your doctor if Catawit is right for you. Along with diet and exercise, 1 pill doing 2 jobs for me. My doctor said Catawit is not for everyone. It's not for people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. To check for liver problems, you need simple blood tests. Tell your doctor about any heart problems and all other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. For blood pressure and cholesterol-lowering benefits, it's Catawit. 1 pill, 2 medicines. Makes sense to you? Makes sense to me. 1 pill, 2 medicines. Ask your doctor if Catawit is right for you.
This winter day was anything but wintry.
We do have a tornado warning, quarter-size hail. This is a potentially dangerous storm.
And on a day like this, there is no safer place than the Storm 5 HD Weather Center.
Tornado sirens just went off in Franklin.
No one else has more experience and technology to keep you safe. And no one else can show you what's happening in high definition and live on the web. The difference is clear. Trust the Storm 5 HD Weather Center.
A revolution has come to broadcast television, even bigger than the change to color. On February 17th, 2009, television goes all digital. But without an upgrade, some TVs will stop working. Find out what you need to do. Call this number or visit dtvanswers.com to see how you can get free over-the-air digital TV with better picture, better sound, and more channels. See what you're missing. Make sure your TV is DTV.
Marion Jones was once the world's top female athlete, a big winner at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Now she's an admitted steroid user and convicted felon. And today she got the maximum sentence in a New York courtroom. Michelle Miller was there.
On the track, Marion Jones awed fans with her speed and superstar smile.
How are you feeling, Ms. Jones?
But today, a somber Jones told the world she's resolved to serve her time after a federal judge sentenced her to 6 months.
And I truly hope that people will learn from my mistakes.
The three-time Olympic gold medalist has lost both fortune and freedom, having pled guilty in October to lying to federal authorities in 2 separate cases, the now infamous Balco steroids ring and a check-writing scheme involving her ex-husband. Defense attorneys argued for probation, stressing Jones had come clean.
I tell you that I have betrayed your trust.
But Judge Kenneth Karras recalled it came only after 3 years of public denials.
I have never, ever used performance-enhancing drugs.
Luis Fernando Llosa has covered the scandal for Sports Illustrated.
I think athletes have been under the misconception for a long time that they're untouchable. And here you lie to a prosecutor and you go down for perjury.
Stripped of her Olympic medals and wiped from the record books, she must report to prison by March 11th. What was once the most famous woman in sports is now just one of the most infamous. Michelle Miller, CBS News, White Plains, New York.
And next, a company gives its employees a big holiday bonus, but there's a catch. Steve Hartman on the gift of giving.
Rejected. Social Security disability let them down. Could it do the same to you? Our stunning investigation. Monday on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Keeping power flowing to thousands of homes and businesses, Paul is a formidable man, but no match for something smaller than a spark. It was a clot. If you've been hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or had a heart attack, what doctors call ACS, chances are you've had a clot too. But now Paul's on Plavix. Plavix, taken with other heart medicines, helps provide greater protection against heart attack or stroke than other heart medicines alone, by helping keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you should not use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase, so tell your doctor before planning surgery. And always talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix, especially if you've had a stroke. If you develop fever, unexplained weakness, or confusion, tell your doctor promptly, as these may be signs of a rare but potentially life-threatening condition called TTP, which has been reported rarely, sometimes in less than 2 weeks after starting therapy. Other rare but serious side effects may occur.
Ask your doctor about Plavix today, because you're no match for a dangerous clot. If you take Plavix with other heart medicines, continuing to do so will help increase your protection against a future heart attack or stroke beyond your other heart medicines alone. You may be feeling better, but your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
Vitamin D is a key to calcium absorption, which helps keep bones strong. Caltrate has advanced levels of vitamin D. Keep your bones strong to keep your body strong. Caltrate, the key to strong bones.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, have you disinfected the area? Good. Now make a 3-inch incision between the 4th and 5th abdominal muscles.
Shouldn't you be doing this?
It's really straightforward. Listen, I gotta go, Bob. I'll talk to you later.
Making important financial decisions on your own doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones prefers meeting clients face-to-face. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Ranked highest in investor satisfaction with full-service brokerage firms by J.D. Power & Associates.
Yeah, I tried it all. From eating absolutely nothing but soup to eating absolutely nothing. At one point, I even hired a life coach. Then one day it hit me. The person who knows the most about how I want to live is me.
South Beach Living brings you food that fits your healthy lifestyle. Delicious entrees, bars, and wraps made with whole grains, protein, and fiber. And everything tastes so good, you'll wonder what it was you were doing before you started living. Try living. South Beach Living.
New improved Swiffer dusters. Once you get your hands on it, you won't want to use anything else.
I'm gonna get you one way or another. I'm gonna win you.
That's because new Swiffer dusters have textured strips that are specially designed to trap even more dust and allergens, while feather dusters can spread them around. And its fluffy fibers can get in almost anywhere. Nice pickup. Trapping dust, one of the 5 signs that Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new meaning.
Coming up in just moments on News Channel 5 at 6, after a potentially abusive relationship, a judge has ordered a couple to not call the police in the future. Can that be done? Find out at 6.
Finally tonight, most banks are happy to hold on to money, but Steve Hartman found one that's eager to give it away. Here's tonight's Assignment America.
You'd think everyone would have something they dislike about their job, but not the people at State Bank and Trust in Fargo, North Dakota.
What do you hate about this company?
I haven't found anything yet.
No, this is a good place to work.
What do I hate about management?
Without exception,
they're just too nice.
These folks all say
they care about their employees.
Take this job and love it.
What do you hate about working here?
I have to go home.
That's our mission statement, is happy employees, happy customers. And
what is this, McDonald's?
Yeah. Michael Solberg is State Bank's Chief Operating Officer. To accomplish the company mission, he says the bank gives a year-end bonus of about 5% of salary. They contribute 15% of salary to the 401k and do a full 20 pounds on the holiday turkey.
What do you want to do, Artie?
But the best perk by far is the company Christmas party.
Deal or no deal?
In '06, they staged a game show with COO Michael Solberg as the bald host.
Darn good deal.
The $500,000 prize was split equally among the bank's 500 employees.
That means everyone gets $1,000.
Again this Christmas, the bank gave everyone another $1,000.
Have a great night. Merry Christmas, everybody.
But this time, the money came with a clever little catch. Now, they didn't have to pay it back, but they did have to pay it forward.
Yeah, there were 3 rules. That you can't give it to your family, you can't give it to a coworker, and you have to document your good deed. Other than that, the sky's the limit.
The tapes are just now starting to roll in, and they run the gamut.
First of all, I just want to say I love animals.
From the woman who paid for an abandoned kitten to get a life-saving surgery.
And she's been doing really good. Thank you very much.
And here's a little gift. To the guy who gave his money to a friend whose car got stolen.
Oh, dude, thank you. DVD player.
One worker bought DVDs and DVD players for the local cancer ward.
Thank you so much.
While another turned her check over to a young, struggling, brand new widow.
I appreciate it that much.
Just a real good feeling of giving. You actually truly see the benefit better by doing it yourself.
It actually gets to the people that we know in the community that need it.
Employees say this gift of giving is truly the best bonus they've ever gotten.
I'm gonna cry.
And they're already counting the days till next Christmas.
Now the pressure is definitely on to come up with something good. We're working on it.
I know your next question. Where do I apply? Unfortunately for you, there's not a lot of turnover. And even if there was, the bank is still in North Dakota.
You have got to stop doing stories every Friday that make me cry. That was so moving, really. What a great company.
Tapes. Yeah, I know.
Maybe other companies will get the idea.
I think they might.
We hope so.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell us about next week.
Okay, next week. He's never made more than $11 an hour, but this guy sure knows how to save and give. Next week, the story of a retired factory worker and his multi-million-dollar donations. As always, if you know of a good story for me, please go to cbsnews.com and find that Assignment America icon. We're always looking for good ideas.
So next week, another example of paying it forward.
Yes, exactly.
We've got a trend going here, and it's a good one.
Yeah,
Steve, thanks so much. And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Katie Couric. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Thermacare. Don't let painful arthritis flare-ups change the way you see things. With new Thermacare Arthritis Heat Wraps, you'll get 12 hours of heat for relief that lasts all day. New Thermacare Arthritis Heat Wraps, available for hand, knee, neck, and shoulder.
An unusual court order by a mid-state judge why he told the mid-state couple they could not call police.
Metro Police make an arrest in a cold case from 1991. Tonight we hear from the victim's family.
And a fugitive on the run for nearly 3 months is arrested in Nashville. Tonight, Metro Police want to know why a man who pled guilty to murder was out on the streets.
Plus, police now think drawings and writings could help tie a man to a series of homeless murders in Nashville.
And as the weekend begins, we have dry weather across the area. Kind of cool, though. 44 in Clarksville. The temperature right now in Murfreesboro at 46 degrees. Your news begins now.
From your news and information leader, Tennessee's first and only local news in high definition. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Can a judge order you not to call the police?
Well, one did right here in Middle Tennessee.
And this one actually involves a husband and his wife. News Channel 5's Brandon Fisher looked into this unusual court order. Brandon?
Well, Vicki, they just can't seem to get along. So Judge Jim Hamilton of Columbia ordered them not to call the police unless they call the judge first.